Y'all, we can do whatever we want. What do? K-pop!
YouTube Rewind 2018 just came out a couple of days ago, and unless you've been living under a rock, you know it's already become the most disliked video in the history of the platform. In just a couple of days, it's gone from 0 to over 10 million dislikes, eclipsing the last most disliked video, Baby by Justin Bieber. This video has been getting a ton of negative publicity, and people have been criticizing it for a number of different things. A lot of them I agree with. The video is really cringy in parts. When you have Trevor Noah flossing and John Oliver doing Fortnite dances, you know something's a little bit wrong. The video also leaves out what people would arguably consider to be some of 2018's biggest moments: PewDiePie versus T-Series, Shane Dawson, KSI versus Logan Paul, some of the things that really defined 2018 on YouTube, and it replaces these people with a lot of YouTubers that are smaller that people haven't even heard of. It also has people in it that aren't even really YouTubers. They're like people who have made it big on Twitch, or people like Will Smith, who I guess are technically YouTubers now, but that's really not what they're known for. They're much more traditional celebrities. And there's the consensus feeling that YouTube is really just trying to appeal to like advertisers. They're trying to make YouTube seem like a much more traditional media alternative. They're trying to compete against like cable TV and trying to make advertisers think, hey, this is the platform we want to advertise on because it's really no different than cable TV, it just reaches younger demographics. And again, a lot of those criticisms make a whole lot of sense. Basically, I agree with all of them, but okay, so here's my perspective. I've been on YouTube since 2012. I've been on this platform a long time. My channel has like over 100,000 subscribers, so it's not small, but it's definitely not big either. Like, I'm not at the point where I'd be invited to participate in something like Rewind, and even if I was, no one would know who I am. So that's basically why I have maybe a slightly different perspective than a lot of people. I think it's really important with Rewind to understand that everyone maybe has a slightly different vision for what they want out of like an end of the year celebration like this. I mean, YouTube might want one thing, which is to show off the year's biggest moments and make it completely advertiser friendly, like leave out anything even slightly controversial. And I get that a lot of people just watching YouTube might want something entirely different. They might want basically just something that shows off what happened on YouTube, like the biggest moments, the biggest stars, stuff like that, leaving out like a lot of the more minor things and a lot of the more, I guess, traditional media things, like, I don't know, K-pop, like BTS, sure they got big on YouTube, but again, it feels like that's more of like YouTube trying to appeal to a much wider demographic than just people who are passionate about YouTube. Another thing that I've noticed is a lot of the criticisms about YouTube Rewind 2018 have almost been, I don't want to say contradictory, but they've been like attacking YouTube Rewind for almost entirely different things. Like, if you go to the comment section on Rewind, there's a lot of people talking about, how their favorite YouTubers aren't in the video, and that does make a lot of sense. PewDiePie's not in the video, Shane Dawson's not in the video, Logan Paul's not really in the video. A lot of these people just didn't make it, even though they were massive on YouTube. But at the same time, I also see people saying that YouTube Rewind should actually do more to highlight up-and-coming creators. So on one hand, you have people saying like making videos, leaving out all of the nobodies in the video, like the YouTubers who no one knows about. But on the other hand, you have comments like recommending that YouTube go to the biggest content creators on the platform and have them recommend smaller YouTubers who they think are really good and then showcase them. There's just kind of a difference of opinion about whether YouTube Rewind should kind of look back and highlight the year's biggest moments, or whether it should be more looking forward and highlighting like the next generation of creators who maybe have really good content, they just haven't gotten the amount of recognition that a lot of the biggest stars on the platform have gotten. There's also been a whole lot of people who have talked about like the cringiness in certain parts of the video, and a lot of the blame for that has been traced back to the production company who makes YouTube Rewind. But the funny thing about that is, YouTube has actually relied on the same production company to make their Rewind videos every year since 2013. And 2013 and 2014 were some of the most well-received YouTube Rewind videos ever. In fact, they were just very popular videos. People really enjoyed like what they were all about. They really enjoyed like I mean, there were definitely moments in there that were slightly cringy as well. People dancing to songs like Gangnam Style and Call Me Maybe, songs that were really big at the time. But, people were doing like crazy things in the video, and I feel like that's just always been characteristic of YouTube Rewind. I don't think cringiness is necessarily a bad thing all the time. It just has to be in the right context. And again, so like if you get back to like Trevor Noah and John Oliver coming into the video and doing dances they probably should never have done in the first place, like I doubt John Oliver's ever even played Fortnite, it does definitely start to feel like YouTube is just pandering to their audience, but there's a place in YouTube Rewind for just people acting crazy and doing fun stuff, because that's what YouTube Rewind, in my opinion, is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a celebration. And a celebration doesn't feel like a celebration unless people are doing crazy things and really enjoying themselves. I think a lot of the people in YouTube Rewind were kind of taken aback by how unpopular the video turned out to be. Like Mark S. Brownlee, Casey Neistat, people who are big YouTubers who invested a lot of time into being in the filming and production of YouTube Rewind, said they had really positive conversations with the directors of YouTube Rewind and thought that they were actually trying to make an effort to reach out to the YouTube fan base and give them what they want. The irony of YouTube Rewind 2018 actually is that YouTube was actually trying to give creators more control over Rewind. Like in the past, YouTube, or the production company that designs Rewind, has very much been in control of this is what's in the video, this is the order we're gonna do it in, this is your like 4-second clip in the video, and that's good. But this time, they were actually trying to reach out to the creators and say, hey, what do you guys want to see in the video? And in some ways, I actually kind of like that. I think that like, maybe YouTube could even go further that direction. I saw a really good comment that was saying like, you know, maybe YouTube doesn't even need to have a production company in the first place. I mean, YouTube is a place that's all about aspiring videographers, and some of the people on YouTube are incredibly talented at designing incredible like photography and videography. So I think there's definitely an argument to be made that like, if you really want to put YouTube Rewind, you know, back in the good graces of the YouTube community, make it actually designed by the people who are in it, like just from scratch. Like, don't just have them dictate like the topics that are inside it, but have them make the video from start to finish. I think there's a very legitimate case to be made for that. But it is just kind of funny that like the year where YouTube actually tried to give creators more control over the process, that was actually the year when it got the most hate of any year before. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution to YouTube Rewind is. I think that it's important to remember that YouTube Rewind is supposed to be a celebration, and even though YouTube might have slightly different priorities than like the community at large, and you know, even though everyone has their own unique perspective about like, you know, the people they want to see in Rewind or the topics they want to see covered, it's just, I think the thing that people are missing in this all is that YouTube Rewind is supposed to be about like having a good time, and I think amidst all the negativity, people have kind of lost sight of that. Like, people have been so focused on jumping on the bandwagon of getting YouTube Rewind 2018 to be the most disliked video that they've kind of just forgotten the point, which is that it's supposed to be about having a good time. But anyways, that's just my thoughts. I'm a small YouTuber, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Give me your opinions on YouTube Rewind 2018 in the comment section down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in future years, like how you'd like to see YouTube improve, like for 2019 and beyond. I think there's a lot of potential, and I really think YouTube can do better in the future if they do a better job about explaining what the purpose of YouTube Rewind really is, what they're trying to accomplish, because otherwise they're going to put out a video and everyone's going to come into it with their own expectations, and when those expectations aren't met, they're just going to keep on getting this level of negativity. But anyways, that's it from me. Give me your opinions in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!